Welcome, everyone, to the farm in Palo Alto, home to the Stanford Cardinal and to legends such as Elway, Luck, and McCaffrey, all of whom went through battles like the one we'll see in this one. This is the type of early season game you look forward to, an opportunity to make a statement in a top 10 showdown. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Stanford Cardinal. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So the Stanford Cardinal offense will take the field for the first possession of the day. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get him the football.
And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep balls. You play too much zone, and then he can hurt you after the catch. A lot of different ways that this guy is very dangerous.
Wants to throw on second down. Got his man to the left. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. These two conferences largely share the same geographic footprint. The ACC loves it when they can take down a team from the SEC.
And we see these two conferences play each other oftentimes early in the season, late in the season. David, think about Clemson, South Carolina, Florida, Florida State. These players have a lot of familiarity with one another.
And this already matters so much to these kids because they grew up in the same area a lot of times, like Reese was talking about with the footprint. But how about in the past, too? When your undefeated league champion gets left out of the playoff for an SEC team, a little more fuel for the fire.
Off play action on first down. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
And that guy is just a man. I mean, he sets the tone in this defense, and you saw it on that play right there. Reminds me a lot of the guy standing beside me, David Pollack, who really set the bar for great D-line play at Georgia. I think back to two guys I played against, Richard Seymour and Marcus Stroud, lining up beside each other on the inside of that D-line. That was an absolute nightmare to go up against.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Quick completion on the out. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. This one will be a 45-yard attempt, and he'll kick it from the left side. Splits the uprights, it's good. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Georgia's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And it won't be easy to throw the ball down the field today, David, because both of these teams have locked down corners.
I mean, these guys shut down half of the field. Playmaking cornerbacks that really can play man-to-man and lock down the best guys on the other side.
Yeah, if I'm a quarterback in this game, I'm taking a calculated risk if I'm thrown towards one of these two dudes because you're just asking to get picked off.
You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams, we get to find out really quickly who's legit.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Looking downfield, it's Kane. Makes his connection. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's got his man. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Looking to move it through the air. Throws to the wideout. And the timing just a hair off.
Well, everything on that play started off great. The offensive line gave a great pocket to the QB to survey downfield. He found the open receiver. You just got to finish the play. Receiver, you got to make that catch.
Trying to impose their will on the ground as he stopped after a 5-yard pickup to the 33. They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. Zings it complete to the right. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Trying to find his man on first down. Finds his big tight end. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Georgia going up tempo. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Gets it out fast. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. A 1st down run in the red zone. Gets it inside the 10, picks up a yard. They'll mark it at the 9. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll keep it on the ground, right up the gut, looking for 6. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They relentlessly move forward. Now it's getting down to cases. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. That is what they mean when they say ball control. A 14-play touchdown drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. First down here for the offense. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Throws for the tight end. Grabbed over the middle. It's long. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the 2nd. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
Finds a tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. Stanford lines up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. They are letting the big dogs eat on the ground.
Pound, pound, pound. The dog pound. Run the football. Be physical. You can go back when Vince Dooley won a championship. Herschel Walker. You go all through the names. So many great running backs that run with an edge that are dogs.
This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but...
Oh, look out! And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
That is a really good-looking throw. And you think about the expectation level now for quarterbacks at Georgia. Matthew Stafford was the #1 pick overall. Stetson Bennett won 2 national championships. Imagine the pressure on this guy. But when you see throws like that, he makes you believe that he can step up and lead this team to yet another natty.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game, now on 2nd down. Unloads it left. That pass is incomplete.
And I tell you what, we've kind of gotten to the point where we expect QBs to be robots and just never to miss and always put it right on the face mask or right on the numbers. And right there, you could tell.
A shot toward the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Georgia! The AT unit on the field. And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Georgia 14, Stanford 3.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Giving him his pads. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Trying play action. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Gets it out quickly. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. The Cardinal will have to boot it away. 2nd time today they've been forced to punt. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, David. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
To the air, it's Kane. Looking to the big tight end. A strike downfield. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Trying to beat the D deep. Just missed his man. Gave him just a little too much. Couldn't make the play last time. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 30. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And the defense couldn't corral him, and they took it all the way. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable top 25 clash. NC State delivered the knockout blow early in this one, en route to the type of win that can turn some heads there in the ACC. Trust me when I say the party is on in Raleigh. Going to be interesting to see what the fallout from this one is for one ranked team, while the other figures to get a bounce when the new rankings come out, guys.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. To the air on first down. And it's intercepted. A turnover from the defense. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Quickly out to the tight end. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Comes out throwing on first down. Complete downfield. Right on the money with that throw. The defense was there, but they are in the red zone with a first down at the 12. The Bulldogs have pushed it inside the 20. Looking to throw, it's Kane. Unleashes to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dogs. Lining up to add another. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 12-yard touchdown pass. Fielded in the end zone. It's Wolf. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
On second down, wants to throw. Makes the grab. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. He's looking to throw it. Pocket starts to collapse. Trying to get rid of it. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Ball still at the 45 after the incompletion. They'll snap it 2nd and 10. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Fires to the tight end. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. They'll throw it on first down. Unloads to the wideout. On target over the middle. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the 2nd time tonight. He got it.
That is the score. Georgia 28, Stanford 6.
That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. From inside the 10, here he comes. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Looking to pass, it's Kane. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Looks like you've had a very enjoyable day there today in Palo Alto. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. With that said, let's send it back to the guys on the farm.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Stanford will boot it away to start this second half. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
I love the job here by the linebacker. He just kind of floats, and he's shuffling, and he's waiting to see which way the quarterback's going to go with the football. Not able to snag it out of the air, but, hey, batting it away, it's a big-time play.
Fires to the big fella. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Going up top on first down. On the run, still looking. Going to try to get it himself. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. Line getting set on second down. Looking for a man. It's Cade. Unloads to the right. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion?
Nice catch just past the first down marker, so this drive stays alive. Nice job by the quarterback and receiver.
Looking to go up top on first down. Finds his tight end.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. They're going to throw it again. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. After the incompletion, looking at second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the big fella. This guy is doing work on the outside, and the sweet toe tap to stay in bounds there.
How about the sweet feet? I mean, it's so hard to know where you're at on the sidelines and have good body control, and you could tell he did. Gets the feet down, secures the catch.
Touchdown, Georgia! And the route is on. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and the lead is 35-6. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Georgia 35, Stanford 6.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Third down coming up.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Fires to the wideout. That is just a sideline credit. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. Stanford going back to work with another first down. He's going to pass. Fires to the middle. Got him downfield. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. First down and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. It's complete. And a nice grab there. Big pickup down to the 35-yard line. A productive play is one that gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. Looking deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And I've been there, fellas. This is no fun if you're a quarterback. All game long, you've got guys in your lap. You've got guys chasing you all the way across the field. You just never feel like you can get in a rhythm because this pass rush is in your face all day.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Well, it's a great individual effort by the running back on that last play. It's 3rd and forever. He tried to get his team the first down, not enough. Let's see what they do on 4th.
And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And he loses the ball deep in his own end. It's recovered by the kicking team, and they get the ball right back. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. And that pass intercepted. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16. The offense lining up for a first down play. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man by himself. The expressway is wide open. Running inside the 20. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Georgia hunkers down in the red zone. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know, you're in the red zone, you bring out a bunch of tight ends on the field. So the defense, they were expecting run on that one. They were physical, and they were able to force the negative play.
Works his way down to the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3. After that last one, they're staring at a 2nd and long first down marker just short of the goal line. He finds his man. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And the punishment has been extended.
After that amazing performance in Week 1, this offense wasn't content. They felt like they left some plays out on the field, even though they were able to get that win. I feel like they've taken another step. They've raised their intensity level. They've raised their execution. This team is going to be a contender this year. You can just feel it.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
And that's why the bullet pass is so important. Sometimes these defenses, they don't give you big windows to throw into, and you want to take that chance, but you cannot lob that football down the field and get it in there. Nice use of the bullet pass, my friend.
Receiver on the move, gets the touch pass. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. From the gun, the running back has it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Takes the handoff. It's Q. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Gives it to the back on the draw. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. Stanford lines up to punt it away.
In punt formation to kick it away.
They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. To the air, it's Kane. He lofts one down the sideline. And it's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Dogs! And the beatdown has ensued.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinator. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often.
And here's the third interception of the night. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Uga trying to make this red zone trip pay off. On third and short, they'll ride the running back here. Tackle is made after the first down.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one it was going to be a physical game. Guys are going to have to be great at the point of attack and get off blocks and make tackles. They couldn't stop the offense from picking up that first down on that run play.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Going for 6. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked, but coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on for next week's game.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. They'll throw again after the incompletion. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. They're bringing heat. And they can't make the connection on third down, but hold everything. There is a flag. Let's see what that's about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. See what they dial up on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Coming after it. And the Heat gets there. And they get it down at the 14-yard line. They'll try to find a more productive play this time on 2nd and long from the 14. He's looking to throw. And the sophomore just a little too much on that one. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Feeling some heat. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Stanford lines up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He only needs a sliver of daylight. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse. Into double coverage, and he picked it off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Reese, I know you're a little bit of a front runner, so you probably would quit. You probably sub yourself out and take yourself out of the game. But I like that they're continuing to fight. Keep fighting. You never know what's going to happen. Actually, you know what? I know you're not going to win, but it doesn't matter.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
And the defense able to get pressure to the quarterback, and they've got everybody trying to swipe at the football, and the impact on the hit sometimes jars the ball loose. Great job with the pass rush, and a better job forcing a turnover.
Quick pass on the fly motion. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all right after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this group, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Touchdown, Georgia! And the pummeling has started. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Georgia, 56. Stanford, 9.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense...
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. After getting nothing done on the last one, this is a big play, 2nd and long from the 11. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. Wide open downfield. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. With a 1st down, they'll snap it from the 32. Looking to move it through the air. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Now the offense has to overcome the negative play after the defense comes up with a sack. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like just balance, rhythm, timing, play.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Makes the grab. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, this offense has just been dialing up explosive play after explosive play. That's a big part of why they have a huge lead at this point. And even in the 4th quarter with that lead, they are still taking shots. They are still being aggressive. Pedal to the metal.
Finds his big tight end. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. East Carolina is going to get out of Dodge with a win. It's a shave that might have been a little closer than Pirates fans wanted, but a road victory feels great no matter what the final score is. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. We'll see if they can dig one up that goes forward this time on second down from the 18.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Stanford gets set to snap it on first down. He's looking to throw it. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack. Negative play on first down. That's what a defense always wants. On second down, he's looking downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
And they almost had another one. Rare is the occasion when you're happy to see fourth down, but it's better than throwing another pick. Secures it at the 30. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed out of...
And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. He goes out of bounds, but what a play to create a sudden change opportunity.
Never say die attitude, and I love that, especially in these young players, because they're out there competing. And I know the scoreboard right now doesn't look pretty. They're not going to come back and win this football game, but I just love kids that are competing until there's zeros on the clock.
All the way down to the 25-yard line, they move the sticks. It's first down. He's going to pass. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Offense in an empty set.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been
just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that...
Looking for a huge play. Ball's incomplete, and that'll do it from here. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. This team came ready to play, and man, it was pedal to the metal right from the opening kickoff.
And that's how you like it. Forget the close games, forget the heartbreakers, this play could decide it. Just frying pan, meat face, ball game over.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.